Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be as small as a tiny lizard, living in a world that seems huge and full of surprises? Imagine waking up every day to a brand new adventure where the tiniest leaf could hide a secret treasure. And the smallest bug might be your next best friend or your next challenge. Life for tiny lizards wasn't just about hiding or crawling, it was a thrilling journey filled with excitement, discovery, and bravery. Even though they were small, their world was enormous, and every day brought something new. Let's dive into this magical world where being tiny meant having the biggest adventures. In the big, bright world of forests, gardens, and rocky hills, tiny lizards made their homes under leaves, inside tree bark, or beneath warm stones. Their tiny hearts beat fast with curiosity, and their quick little eyes spotted every movement around them. From morning till night, the world buzzed with sounds, smells, and colors that told stories of faraway places. Sometimes, a sudden shadow meant a bird was flying overhead, and the tiny lizards had to be quick to hide or slip away. But other times, the gentle breeze brought the scent of blooming flowers or the promise of a cool splash from a nearby stream. Life was always busy and full of wonder. Adventure wasn't just about escaping danger. It was about exploring every nook and cranny of their tiny world. A fallen leaf could be a giant parachute, a twig could be a towering tree, and a small puddle of water might be a vast ocean. The tiny lizards learned to climb, jump, and dash with amazing speed to discover new places. Every stone, every patch of grass was a new land waiting to be explored. They weren't afraid of trying new things or making mistakes, because every experience taught them something important. Even a small stumble could turn into a chance to learn how to be stronger and smarter. Nature was full of surprises, and sometimes, tiny lizards found themselves face to face with other creatures. Friendly insects like butterflies and beetles could become companions on their journeys. But not all meetings were friendly. A hungry spider or a swift bird could turn a quiet day into a race for survival. Tiny lizards had to be clever and quick to stay safe. They used their amazing camouflage skills, blending perfectly into their surroundings to hide from danger. It was like having a magical invisibility cloak. These skills weren't just for survival, they helped tiny lizards explore even the trickiest places without being noticed. One of the most exciting parts of being a tiny lizard was discovering new foods. They loved to taste crunchy ants, juicy flies, and even the sweet nectar from flowers. Food was an adventure in itself, because finding enough to eat meant exploring places far beyond their usual hiding spots. Sometimes they found tasty snacks in unexpected places, like under tree bark or hidden in mossy stones. And sometimes, they had to be patient and watchful, waiting for the right moment to grab their meal. Every bite was a reward for their bravery and cleverness, fueling their next adventure in the big, big world. Weather played a huge part in the tiny lizards' lives too. On sunny days, they would bask on warm rocks, soaking up the sunlight like little batteries charging their energy for the next adventure. But when the rain came, everything changed. Drops the size of mountains fell from the sky, and the world became slippery and loud. Tiny lizards had to find safe shelters quickly or risk being swept away. Stormy days were scary but also exciting. They showed the tiny lizards just how powerful nature could be. And when the sun returned, the world sparkled with fresh colors, making every new day feel like a fresh start. The tiniest lizards were also amazing builders. They created cozy nests with leaves, twigs, and soft moss to protect themselves from cold nights and sneaky predators. These little homes were hidden carefully so no one could find them. And sometimes lizards worked together, sharing space or helping each other build. Their homes were like secret hideouts full of warmth and safety, perfect spots to rest and dream about the next day's adventure. Building these nests taught tiny lizards about teamwork, patience, and the importance of having a safe place to return to after a long journey. As the days passed, tiny lizards learned to use their world in amazing ways. Their sharp eyes could spot the tiniest movement from far away, and their quick reflexes helped them leap over obstacles or hide from danger. Some even learned to communicate with soft chirps or tail flicks, sending secret messages to others nearby. These skills were their superpowers, helping them explore more, survive longer, and enjoy every moment. Life was not just about being small, it was about being clever, brave, and full of energy to take on every challenge the big world could throw their way. Even when night fell, the adventure wasn't over. The tiny lizards had to be careful in the dark because the night brought new creatures and new sounds. Fireflies lit up the dark like tiny lanterns, and gentle night breezes whispered stories from faraway lands. Sometimes, the stars above looked like glittering friends watching over them as they rested. Nighttime was a quiet, magical part of the tiny lizards' lives. A time to dream about the day's adventures and get ready for the exciting journeys that awaited with the morning sun. What made life truly special for tiny lizards was the endless possibility of adventure. Every day was different, and every moment brought new surprises. They didn't need to be big or strong to live big, exciting lives. They just needed curiosity, courage, and a little bit of cleverness. Their world showed that even the smallest creatures could have the greatest stories, filled with wonder and magic. And so, life for tiny lizards was never boring. Always full of excitement, learning, and discovery. The big adventure was right there, just waiting to be explored. So, whenever you see a tiny lizard scurrying across a rock or sunbathing on a leaf, remember that their life is a big, amazing adventure, full of challenges to overcome, friends to meet, and secrets to discover. Their tiny footsteps leave big stories behind, teaching us that no matter how small we are, the world is full of endless possibilities. Life is an adventure for everyone, big or small. And sometimes the greatest journeys come in the tiniest packages. What adventures will you discover in your world today?